How to negotiate with suppliers on Alibaba. Probably one of the biggest things people are confused about or that they struggle with. So, today we're going to go over what to say to them, how to talk to them, where to talk to them, all of that. And then we have the guy who does my product sourcing here today. You want to introduce yourself?
My name's Adam. Nice to meet y'all.
Perfect. So, I'm going to let him do a lot of this and then I'll chime in as needed.
All right, so before we go to the Alibaba piece, what we want to do is take a good look at our market, what the average price for that market is, and then kind of what we can achieve profitability wise selling close to that average price point and a similar item of look and quality if possible. So we're just using this as a example. Don't recommend selling in this market, but you can see here we're going to look at the candle warmer lamp market. We're going to run the helium-10 data numbers to see what the market looks like as a whole. What we can see here, average price point for the market is at $30. What we're going to look for is a low review, meaning 200 reviews or less, product that's selling well, right around that average price point. Because a lot of people mistakenly think that they can sell something with higher quality and garner a higher price point early on. What you want to do is aim for at or below the average price for the market to be competitive. And then, of course, long term, if you get good reviews, good sales volume, you can increase that price point. So here we are, and we're going to filter top to bottom by the top sellers. What we can see here is, let's find one. It's not bad. So here's a good option, selling at $29.69 with 142 reviews, doing 122,000 a month. So I'll open that in a new tab, and we can check and see what the profitability numbers look like. So jumping over here, what we're going to do now is run the helium-10 profitability numbers to see basically what price point we need to look for and aim for when we reach out to those Alibaba suppliers. We like to use an average of $2 cost per kilogram for shipping. It's honestly a bit of an overestimation. You'll likely be able to achieve lower than that, but it's good to kind of overestimate what your cost for the product are going to be on the front end in order to reach higher profit long term. So we can see here right around that average sale price of $30 a unit, $2 cost per kilogram freight cost as an overestimation. We're already in the 28-29% range. So I'm just going to drop this target manufacturing cost to $5.50, and that will get us to our target of 30+%, just as an example. So then we'll jump over to Alibaba, search for candle warmer lamp, see what pops up. Going to have a ton of options for a product like this. I think the search volume on that specific market on Amazon is over 700,000 searches a month currently. So going to have lots of supplier options. You can see here, $6 to $7.55, and they're a verified supplier. Keep searching a little bit, $5 to $6.19. So then what we're going to do is start contacting a few. I recommend 10 to 15 supplier contacts at a minimum so that you can go back and forth with a few, get some competitive pricing, and you will have some that try and overcharge you for essentially the same thing. So contacting 10 to 15 from the beginning is a good starting point. And I'll show you here as well, when you send a single supplier contact or inquiry, you can also submit what's called the RFQ, which is essentially you putting your request out there, and multiple suppliers can contact you with their bids on what you're looking for. So send inquiry. What I always do to save a ton of time is I just use a template. So I have that pull onto a tab here so you don't have to watch me type. I'll dump it in, and then you can see what that looks like. So this is how I open negotiations with every single supplier I ever contact just to save time. This is what we want. This is how much of it we want at a certain price point, and see what they come back with. So you can see there, we're starting with 200 units. We usually recommend test orders of 150 to 300 units. So I always start low in my negotiations. That way, if we're able to achieve close to our target price point on the front end at a low order quantity, we always have that as a separate piece of negotiation to increase your order quantity and basically get the cost per unit down a little bit more. So you can see here, we'd like to purchase 200 units at $4 a unit with EXW terms. EXW just means no freight costs will be added to the quote. It's just basic. We want the product cost only, and then we use our own freight forwarder in this situation to deal with the freight cost and get the best value, because a lot of suppliers on Alibaba will try and up the freight costs in order to make a little bit more profit on your orders. Total of $800 USD plus freight costs paid by us. Please let us know how soon we can place a sample order to assess the item quality. So what we'll do here is send this, and then you'll see a window pop up, and this is to submit your RFQ. So it's essentially putting this out there so that multiple suppliers can submit their bid on what you're looking for. So this is also a good way to save time, where you can just click this button, submit that RFQ, and then get multiple quotes from multiple suppliers.